Will, winning goal, technically, and a 3 points, so that's a good Saturday, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, 3 points is the biggest thing. I think if you looked at our first half performance, we was functional and we played in the right areas. And then second half sort of didn't really get on the ball and came off what we did a bit first half and sort of let them come onto us. There was always going to sort of react after half time, but I still think second half, obviously we can play. We know we can play much better than that. But like you said at the start, like 3 points is the most important thing away from home.
And the away form's pretty good. Obviously, the home form, which if that was even a little bit better at the moment, you'd be higher up the league. There is a discrepancy at the minute.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Obviously, can't really put a finger on it at the moment. Otherwise, obviously, we wouldn't be in the position we are in with our home form. Just trying to translate maybe what we're doing away from home to our home form. It's obviously hard. Maybe it doesn't feel like we set up really any differently away from home. But like you say, like away form's been really good. We just need to try and translate that to our home form. Yeah.
The manager's described it as a screamer. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely not a screamer. Definitely not one of my best, but I'll definitely take it. Sometimes you need like a scrappy one to sort of get you off the mark, and hopefully it can turn a bit of a corner for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously, it's nice to bang them in from 30 yards or whatever, but actually kind of a poacher's goal, taking advantage of what Aaron Lemain's shot that was kind of pushed out and first on the scene.
Yeah, obviously he came from the throwing down this side here, like, and that obviously did well to turn his man. Obviously then it's come across to Az, who's got a shot off, and then obviously sometimes you just got to be in there, and that's what I was, yeah. And
that's something that your game, you bring to the team, isn't it, goals?
Well, yeah, obviously it's been frustrating for me so far because I've not scored any goals or got any assists yet. So, like I say, it's a big part of my game, so it's been really frustrating for me and probably frustrating for the team, but hopefully that can turn a bit of a corner for me now, yeah.
Do you know why that's been? I mean, obviously a little spell out injured, but the kind of, well, that what you just described, really.
Yeah, no, it's hard to put your finger on sometimes. Obviously, like it's been going through my head, and maybe you overthink it sometimes. It can be difficult coming to a new club, especially when I was really comfortable at the club I came from. Not that like I've really enjoyed my time here. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just sometimes it doesn't click straight away.
Yeah, and obviously new teammates, and it's for the whole team. A lot of players come in, a lot of players out injured as well. So I mean, I know the manager spoke about having to change the team around quite a lot.
Yeah, obviously that never helps. Like, you don't want to use injuries as excuses, but you've still got to acknowledge them. And we've got like a lot of lads that are big players for us that are out on the sideline. And like you said there, like if the team's chopping and changing every week, it's hard to get that continuity. And sometimes it's going to be patchy form like we've had a little bit.
But you got the win, and you had to dig in a little bit. Probably, well, you definitely wouldn't have wanted to in those last 14 minutes or so, but kind of kept them at arm's length. I think one header, which was saved, but other than that, they didn't really threaten too much.
No, yeah, obviously Macca's made a good save near the end off a corner. The lad's goal was quite a good finish. Yeah, didn't bother us too much, but I think, like I said earlier, with how the first half went, I think the way that it's gone the second half, we're a little bit disappointed with, yeah.
Fans kept going throughout, didn't they? They were quite noisy with the drum and everything.
Yeah, really noisy. Yeah, they've been brilliant away from home. They've been really good away from home. Obviously, it's difficult at home with the stadium being so big, but when they come away and they're in a slightly smaller section, obviously it's brilliant. Yeah.
Up into the top 10, and this league, you know, it's obviously going to settle down at some point. But as much as a lot can be made of being, you know, 14th coming into the end of September, actually being up into the top 10, another, you know, win next week, and you suddenly what could be 5th, 6th, whatever, and it's what was the fuss about?
Yeah, it can soon change. It changes quick in this league all the time. I think, in my experience, that I've sort of played in the league, it's sort of very choppy, changey. You never really know, and it can go right down to the last game, as we've seen in previous years. I think we're obviously in a decent position. Would we like to be higher? Yeah, of course we would. Like any team would be. But hopefully, with getting a few bodies back in the next few weeks, we can really start to kick on now. Yeah.
One or two players that I've spoken to who've dropped down to come to Milton Keynes Dons, have described the division as random. Do you feel that as well, having come from League One, that certain things that happen in matches maybe are just, I don't know, it's a lot different to higher up?
Yeah, I just think that's League Two football. Like, whenever I've played in League Two, it's just so random. It's just you never really know what you're going to get game to game, and anyone can beat anyone. It's a really random league. It's not a very nice league in terms of the football played, as you saw in the second half today. But that's when you've got to ground it out, and sort of we had like a good togetherness there with the boys in the last 10-15 minutes to just get through games like that.
And obviously I hope this is the catalyst for a run.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we said it in there. Like even just like moments like Macca's save at the end there, like my rubbishy goal, like it can spark little like runs for you, and obviously that's what we want to go on again, because we've had a little bit of a sticky patch. But obviously want to start a new run again now, because we had a good 5 games or so unbeaten at the start of the season. It looked really good, and then we've hit a sticky patch. But then let's go on another run again now. Yeah.
Screamer.
Let's scream it. Yeah.
Does it lift the weight off your shoulder getting that goal? I mean, it's been quite a tough start for everybody, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it felt nice. Like, I mean, Gills was giving me stick about my celebration just because like I ran off and was like really happy, obviously, about scoring. But yeah, it feels nice. It felt good. Obviously, been a bit of a wait, and like I've been frustrated with the way it's gone for me so far. But like I said a minute ago, it doesn't necessarily click straight away, and I'm doing everything I can for it to click. I
mean, we spoke in pre-season, didn't we, after another one of your goals, and you were keen to hit the ground running. But it feels like it's not just you; it's been a lot of people who have struggled to find their feet so far. But I think this could be a catalyst for you. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we started the season well, and everyone felt quite good. Yeah. Obviously, we're going back to beating Cheltenham 5-0. Like we were sort of like we're unbeatable. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be invincible this season, and then maybe sometimes you sort of get a realisation that it's not going to be as easy as you think it is as a group, and obviously you get a bit of adversity, and you've got to come through that adversity, and then like you say, like you look for catalysts to then change things again, and hopefully that's what's going to happen after today.
It was probably a lot more tense off the field than it probably was on it, because as you mentioned, Shrewsbury didn't do a vast amount to test you, but it just felt like that goal at the end lifted the crowd, and then maybe made it probably a little bit more tense in terms of atmosphere than it was in terms of the game.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, like 2-0, such a tricky scoreline, and then because if you score the next goal, like the game's done. Do you know what I mean? And then if they score a goal, then it's like, wow, like it could be under the cosh here. But like you say, like even though they got one back, I then never really feel like they troubled us too much apart from the header towards the end. But yeah.